Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 5. Male DMT. 45 mg. When the walls started whispering back, I wasn't supposed to do it alone. Everyone warned me about the intensity of 5 male DMT. But there I was, sitting cross-legged in my tiny living room, with a small glass pipe and a vial containing the precious white crystalline powder. I had measured out 45 milligrams, definitely on the high end, but not reckless, or so I thought. I took a deep breath, lit the pipe, inhaled, and immediately felt the world crack and shift beneath me. The ceiling started to ripple like the surface of a pond, disturbed by a stone. The wallpaper's floral pattern, normally a bland beige with faint roses, began to pulse and breathe. But then, something new happened. The flowers started whispering, not with words, but with feelings, memories, and strangely familiar secrets. The roses told me about forgotten dreams, and the lilies sang of long-lost laughter. The wallpaper was alive and had a voice, an ancient, sassy voice, like it was tired of being ignored for decades. Finally, someone to listen, it murmured, the petals swaying rhythmically. You humans are so rude, pretending walls can't talk. We've got gossip that curl your hair. I laughed. A sound that surprised me given how overwhelmed I was. The walls leaned closer, pressing themselves in, surrounding me in a cocoon of colors and stories. The floral whispers morphed into an entire choir, each flower narrating a different tale from the house past. Some light-hearted, like the time a cat knocked over a priceless vase. Others haunting, about forgotten tears in the dead of night. Suddenly, the floorboards beneath me turned to liquid glass, revealing a swirling river of memories flowing underneath the house. Curious, I reached out and dipped my fingers in. The liquid was cold, but the memories were warm. Moments from my own childhood, jangled with the lives of strangers I had never met. I saw glimpses of a jazz musician playing in smoky clubs, a painter feverishly working on a canvas, and a woman dancing barefoot under the moonlight. I was watching fragments of human existence merging in a single flowing current beneath me. As the flood of emotions hit me, the walls giggled again. Not so bad, huh? We're the keepers of all this. We've seen it all. Love, heartbreak, awkward dance moves. Suddenly, the living room started expanding, stretching infinitely outward until the familiar became unrecognizable. The furniture transformed into gigantic flowers and mushrooms that towered like skyscrapers. The ceiling became a night sky speckled with stars that blinked in Morse code. The walls now whispered in universal languages, colors, patterns, vibrations I couldn't quite decode but felt deep in my bones. And then, the weirdest thing happened. The electrical outlet sprouted tiny legs and started tap dancing across the floor. Lampshades turned into jellyfish, bobbing gently above me, emitting soft, ethereal glows. My house was having a party, and I was both guest and bewildered spectator. "Join us," the wallpaper urged. I felt a tug at my hand and looked down to see my own hand transforming into a blooming flower, petals unfurling and unfolding. My arms followed suit, morphing into vines that stretched and twined around the room, connecting me with everything. I wasn't just inside the house. I was part of it, part of the whispers, the history, the wild electric dance. A door appeared out of nowhere, shimmering with colors I couldn't name. The floral chorus hushed, and the walls leaned toward the door like curious cats. "Go ahead," they said. "It's time for the next level." Stepping through, I was instantly transported into a surreal garden. Endless fields of impossibly tall flowers that sang in harmonies and birds that looked like fractals in motion. Gravity was optional, and I floated freely among the blooms. Time dilated and contracted, moments stretched into eternity, then snapped back like rubber bands. Suddenly, I met a peculiar creature, a tiny hummingbird with wings made of kaleidoscopes. It zipped around my face, leaving trails of shimmering light. "You're not ready for the end yet," it chirped with a mischievous grin. "Let's play a game." The game was simple yet bizarre. Follow me through this garden of whispering flowers and dancing lights without blinking or looking away. Every time I blinked, the garden rearranged itself, throwing new puzzles and surreal obstacles in my path. Trees that grew upside down, rivers flowing with liquid moonlight, rocks that sang lullabies. I stumbled, laughed, and marveled at every twist and turn. After what felt like both hours and seconds, the hummingbird led me to a shimmering pond. The surface was perfectly still, reflecting not my face, but my inner essence, my fears, joys, curiosities, and wildest dreams. I reached out to touch it, and the pond rippled with cosmic laughter, pulling me gently back through the door. Suddenly I was back in my living room, the walls silent and solid once again. The floral wallpaper was just wallpaper. The floor was hardwood. The lamps were lamps. I blinked, and the strange electric dance had vanished. But something inside me had changed forever. I looked at my hands, no longer flowers or vines, and smiled. The house had shared its stories and secrets, and in return, I carried a spark of its magic with me. The trip was over, but the whispers lingered, soft and sassy, just beneath the surface of everyday life. That day, 45 milligrams of 5-MeO-DMT didn't just break my reality. It threw me a wild, weird, wonderfully weird party in a house that finally found someone to listen.